Hi, everybody. Welcome to School of Scarlett. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you a collective intuitive message. So, if you are new here, my name is Scarlett. I put out intuitive messages, and I'm going to be putting them out in this format every Wednesday. I'm going to be going a little bit more in depth on some of the things that have been coming through for me and the collective. So, if you are new here, I want to welcome you to subscribe, to hit that notification bell, to go ahead and give me a like right now. It really helps my channel, it really helps my videos. Okay, so something that has really been coming through really strong for this week is that really you give everything meaning. So you have a huge power because it doesn't mean anything unless you say it does. So everything that we think is, meaning something, we put so much meaning into things and we think that, this thing or that thing means this or that or about us. We're really creating that within our own selves and what we place meaning on. So nothing in this world has meaning until you give it one. That might sound kind of crazy, but it's actually the most powerful truth that you will ever claim. So if you claim this now, please give me a thumbs up in the likes. You see, because in this moment, you are creating the meaning behind giving me that like. If you believe that giving me that like is claiming it, is affirming it to you, then it becomes so. So that is the power that you have. See, there's actually no fixed meaning on anything. So, what one person perceives as love, another person may not perceive as love. What one person perceives as pain, another person may perceive as pleasure. So, everything is really relative. You are creating the meaning based on what is aligning to your being. So, imagine like a foreign language. You've been told that this language, in this language, this means shame or failure or rejection. But what if it never had a fixed meaning? What if you could retranslate it right now to mean redirection, birth, release? The dictionary is yours and you can start rewriting right now. So anything that you think is one way, you can actually make it however you want it to be. So think about coffee. So some people like their coffee kind of black, right? I don't necessarily like my coffee black. I like it with a lot of cream, but some people may call that coffee bitter and disgusting, while others call it strong. And so that's the meaning and how it works. The experience is the same, the coffee is the same, but the interpretation is up to you. Meaning that is the flavor that you choose to give it. So, what are you choosing to give meaning to in your life? What are you choosing to, name as bitter or name as disgusting or call strong? You have the ability to mix and match and change up your own meanings to whatever you want. So, what I'm seeing here is that some of you may be taking regular things that are happening in your life and creating meanings around it that are just not aligned to your highest self. I'm seeing things like gaining weight or physical changes. Maybe you're aging or there's things about you that are changing. And like I say, maybe there's weight gain, maybe there's weight loss. So you begin to create a story around that. If you gain weight or your body changes or you age, some of you think, oh, well, I've let myself go or I'm not attractive or, there's something wrong with me. But the real meaning that we can really give ourselves that is more aligned to our highest self is, this body has carried me through deep transformation. It's evidence of my survival. I'm not a failure. I'm aging, and that's a great thing. I'm here on this earth for however many years that I am on this earth. So, changing your meaning about whatever it is that's causing you discomfort will quickly align you to your highest self and bring you into the frequency of everything that you want to be. So, rather than allowing yourself to be stuck in meanings that are keeping you at a lower vibration, allow yourself to be in the meaning that is bringing you to your highest vibration. So maybe someone has unfriended you, or maybe you have texted them and they haven't texted you back, or they're a friend of yours and you've asked them to go somewhere with you, but they haven't, confirmed or something like that. And you begin to feel that the meaning is they don't like me. I said something wrong. And what I want you to realize is that you are the author of your own story. You have the pen. So in this moment, you can change that meaning to mean something different. Like maybe their energy is not in align with mine at this moment. And You know your worth, so there's nothing wrong with you. They're dropping out of your life, or it's just not the right time for them. But whatever it is, you can create the meaning by, being the author of whatever meaning you give that. You don't have to go with the meaning that has been pre programmed already in your mind. Many of you have grown up, having certain stories be repeated. Maybe you were told that that's what it meant. Maybe you experienced it in a way that hurt you, and so you gave it that meaning, but that meaning is not solid. It's not there to be solid. You can change it. You are the author and you have the pen in your hand. So start editing the meaning. Now, what I'm seeing is like a breakup. So, let's say a relationship ends, a friendship ends. Maybe it was a beautiful romance or a family bond, but there's a breakup there. A relationship is ending. And that can often be very, very triggering to most of us. And so we begin to think, I'm hard to love, or I'm always abandoned, or I can't find love. So, this breakup, it really is, again, something that you give it meaning. So, you can change that meaning. And while oftentimes we want to hang on to that relationship way even after it ends, right now in this moment, you can visualize like a rock in your hand. We carry these stories that weigh us down until we drop them. So, allow yourself to drop that rock, to release that heavy stone that you're carrying, that breakup that you have hung on to for so long. That bond may be ended because you're outgrowing that person. You're outgrowing those bonds, and not everyone is meant to grow in the same direction as you. So, oftentimes we can feel like a failure in life, especially if we don't get a job that we've been hoping for, or we don't get an opportunity that we've been hoping on. And maybe there's things that we're trying to do to advance in our lives, and we seem to feel like we're getting detoured or we're getting set back in some way. And so, because of that, we begin to tell ourselves we're not good enough or I'm a failure. And so, I want you to know that even in these cases, in every case possible, you are giving meaning to whatever is happening. So see a mirror in your hand, like a hand mirror. And whatever you see in that mirror is what's being reflected back. So the same goes with meaning. If you're reflecting the meaning that I am a failure, then what's going to be reflected back in your reality is that you are a failure. So it's simple as that. Whatever you are reflecting into that mirror, projecting into the mirror, you're going to be given that back. So remember that strong image of a mirror anytime you come through any of these situations, because missed jobs or not getting a certain opportunity or job is going to happen. It has happened to every one of us. Confirm by giving me a like down below. We have all been through these situations of rejection, and it doesn't always necessarily mean that you're not good enough, that you failed, or that you don't have the right qualifications, or that you're not the right person for the job. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It can mean a multitude of things, including that that door closed because something else is more aligned to your purpose. Something else more aligned to your purpose is waiting. And maybe when you get detoured or you get, delayed in some way, maybe you needed that pause to redirect. Something I find very profound, very helpful is journaling. So I want to invite you to work on a journal prompt that will help you to give something new meaning. So I'm going to give you two journal prompts to work on. If you'd like to write them down, this would be the time to get out a pen and a paper so that you can write them down, or just simply pause the video and go get something to write with. These are very simple. You may just even remember them or be able to do them here now in this moment. So the first journal prompt is to write down one thing in your life that has felt heavy and give it a new meaning. Just one sentence is actually enough. When you do this exercise, when you do this journal prompt and you complete it, just even with one sentence, your liberation begins. You flip the script. You are now free of whatever meaning you had previously given it. You can now adopt the new meaning. Okay, for the next journal prompt, it's actually really, really easy. You can just even respond with one word. So the journal prompt is, what are you done letting mean something painful? What are you done letting mean something painful? Write it down, and as you do, it actually engages something very powerful in the energetics. It's a liberation. It's letting go of that thing, but you can also give it new meaning. So I want you to be aware of that. This was just a couple of journal prompts, and just in these two, you will feel hopefully less heavy. You will feel like the meanings are beginning to change. And all you had to do was just engage yourself in a couple of journal prompts. So if you enjoy journaling, I do find it to be extremely powerful. I find it to be something that can really transform you. And so if you like these journal prompts, I have created two journals. One of them is my School of Scarlett journal. The other is Scarlett's Intuition Activator Journal, which you can find on Amazon. And I will link both of those journals in my description and in the comments down below for you if you would like to pick them up. I highly recommend that whether or not you get my journals, that you begin a journaling process. Integrate it into your daily routine. It is very powerful and you will see results almost immediately, as we did here with these two journal prompts. So as we come to a close, I want to remind you of a few powerful things that we did talk about here today. I want to talk to you about you being the pen or having the pen in your hand. What this means is that you are truly the author of your own life. So start editing. You have the power to give things meaning. You have the power to take away meaning. You have the power to rewrite things. So you can see this as a pen. I'm a very visual person, so I like to have this in my mind. So think of that pen anytime you feel stuck, anytime you feel heavy, you feel like something you've given meaning is overpowering you in some way. Remember the pen. Next, I want to remind you of the rock in your hand. We talked about relationships and we all go through them, whether it's a romantic relationship, a family relationship, or a friendship. We are all going through different relationships here on this earth. And oftentimes, it's very hard to let go of some of these relationships when they end or when things don't go well. And so I want to remind you through the visual of a rock that you have the ability to drop that rock. You have the ability to let go. You can let go of that story that is weighing you down. You can give it a new meaning. It necessarily isn't always that they don't want to be with you or there's something wrong with you. It is oftentimes that that relationship has come to its end. It's not meant to be with you forever. We are meant to experience all facets of reality and to move through different things in life. And sometimes these relationships, almost all the times, have to end and transform. So you have the ability to let go of that rock, to drop it, to give it a new meaning. So anytime you find yourself in a difficult relationship aspect like this, think of a rock and remember the power that you have. So lastly, I want to remind you of the mirror. The mirror, it really just only reflects what you believe. So what are you reflecting into that mirror? What are you giving that mirror? And what's it reflecting back to you? If you're putting into the mirror that you are a failure, or that you're not beautiful, or that I'm no good, then that is what you will be reflected back in your reality. So if you find yourself reflecting or giving yourself negative meanings like this, I want you to remember that you hold that mirror. And that mirror is always with you, and you have the power to reflect something differently into that mirror. So remember the power of the mirror. So I want to thank you so much for coming along this journey today and this talk. I will be putting out these intuitive collective messages every Wednesday in this format. So if you are new here, I want to welcome you to subscribe to my channel. If you have been to my channel but haven't subscribed, go ahead and take the moment to subscribe to my channel right now. So I want to remind you of a few things right before we close to empower you. If you don't define what something means, the world will, and it won't always be kind. That's why reclaiming meaning is sacred and it's an act of self-love. So I want to empower you to close out this message. May you wake up tomorrow knowing nothing has power over you unless you give it meaning. And you, my love, get to decide what is sacred. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you for being here.